Most travelers think a bad flight is just bad luck. Turbulence, delays, uncomfortable seats. We tell ourselves it's random. But after years of flying, here's the uncomfortable truth airlines don't advertise. Some airlines consistently make travel harder, while others quietly deliver value that actually respects your time, your body, and your money. And in 2026, the gap between worth it and never again has never been wider. Especially for older travelers, where comfort, reliability, and customer service aren't luxuries, they're necessities. So today, we're breaking down the airlines you should avoid at all costs and the 4 carriers that are actually worth your money in 2026. Let's start with a hard reality most people don't want to hear. The cheapest ticket often costs the most later. Budget airlines don't save money, they shift the cost to moments when you're tired, stressed, and trapped in the system. The first category of airlines to approach with extreme caution are ultra-low-cost carriers that advertise unbelievable fares, but make their profit through penalties, restrictions, and friction. These airlines often charge separately for seat selection, carry-ons, boarding priority, customer support, and even printing a boarding pass at the airport. What begins as a great deal slowly becomes a game of financial whack-a-mole. For seniors, this can be especially punishing because flexibility and clarity matter more than squeezing every dollar. One major red flag airline type is carriers with aggressive carry-on enforcement and inconsistent gate rules. These airlines rely heavily on gate checks, last-minute bag fees, and staff discretion that varies wildly by airport. Seniors often get caught off guard when a bag that was fine on the outbound flight suddenly doesn't meet policy on the return. At that point, you're already at the gate, your options are limited, and the fees feel unavoidable. Worse, these airlines often lack clear escalation paths, meaning if something goes wrong, there's no easy way to fix it. Another group to avoid are airlines with weak recovery systems. Every airline has delays. That's normal. What matters is how they recover. Some carriers rebook automatically, provide hotel support, and communicate clearly. Others quietly cancel flights, push passengers into long help desk lines, and offer little to no assistance unless you know exactly what to ask for. Seniors are often hit hardest here because standing in long lines, navigating apps under stress, or waiting hours for help isn't just inconvenient, it's exhausting. Airlines that don't invest in recovery infrastructure are gambling with your well-being. A third warning sign is airlines that operate on overly tight schedules with minimal buffer. These carriers schedule aircraft aggressively, leaving almost no margin for error. One late inbound flight can cascade into multiple cancellations. For travelers with connections, especially international ones, this is where trips collapse. Seniors often plan thoughtfully, choose reasonable itineraries, and still get burned because the airline itself left no breathing room. If an airline consistently runs on the edge, you're the one paying when something slips. Now let's talk about the airlines that are worth your money. Not because they're perfect, but because they consistently respect travelers. The first airline worth considering in 2026 is Delta Airlines. Delta isn't always the cheapest, but what you're paying for is operational reliability. Their on-time performance, fleet maintenance, and recovery systems are among the best in the industry. When things go wrong, and sometimes they do, Delta tends to rebook passengers proactively, communicate clearly, and provide real support. For seniors, Delta's boarding process is calmer, their staff training emphasizes de-escalation, and their cabins generally offer better seat comfort across classes. Delta also invests heavily in technology that actually works, rather than flashy features that fail under pressure. The second airline that consistently earns its reputation is United Airlines, particularly for international travel. United has made major improvements in recent years, especially in aircraft interiors, customer communication, and loyalty benefits. Their international network is strong, their long-haul fleet is modernizing, and they offer some of the best premium economy options for travelers who want extra comfort without business-class pricing. United also integrates well with programs like Global Entry and Mobile Passport Control, which can significantly reduce stress for returning travelers. The third carrier worth your money is Alaska Airlines. Alaska often flies under the radar, but their customer service culture is one of the strongest in North America. They're known for transparent pricing, reasonable policies, and staff who actually try to help. Seniors often report feeling more respected and less rushed on Alaska flights. Their loyalty program is also straightforward and valuable, especially for travelers who don't fly every month but still want recognition. The fourth airline that earns its keep is JetBlue, particularly for domestic and Caribbean routes. JetBlue stands out for legroom, seat comfort, and in-flight experience at economy prices. Their pricing is generally honest, their cabins are more comfortable than most competitors, and they've avoided many of the worst ultra-budget tactics. For seniors who value space, comfort, and a calmer atmosphere without paying premium fares, JetBlue often delivers excellent value. Now here's the key insight most people miss. Worth it doesn't mean perfect. It means predictable. Airlines that are worth your money tend to do the basics well, consistently. They publish clear policies, enforce them evenly, and give you options when something goes wrong. Airlines to avoid rely on confusion, last-minute pressure, and the fact that most passengers won't fight back when tired. Another critical factor in 2026 is how airlines handle technology failures. Digital boarding passes, app check-ins, biometric boarding. All of this sounds great until it doesn't work. Airlines that still allow easy human intervention when systems fail are gold. Airlines that hide behind the system leave passengers stranded. Seniors benefit enormously from carriers that still empower staff to solve problems instead of escalating everything to an app. So how do you choose wisely? First, don't book solely on price. Look at baggage rules, seat comfort, recovery history, and customer support. Second, avoid airlines that force you into constant upsells just to travel normally. Third, favor carriers with strong hub operations. They're better equipped to rebook you when things break. And finally, remember that that cheapest ticket is often the most expensive experience. Before your next trip, take 5 extra minutes to ask yourself one question. If this flight goes wrong, will this airline help me or hide from me? That single question can save you hours of stress, physical fatigue, and unnecessary fees. Now I want to hear from you. Which airline has given you your worst travel experience, and which one surprised you by actually being good? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience helps other travelers choose smarter. And don't forget to vote in the subscribe poll. Do you want more honest airline breakdowns like this before you book your next flight? Yes or no? This is VisaPro, helping you travel smarter, calmer, and with fewer regrets. Safe travels. And may your next flight be worth every dollar you spend.